Damn, man. So yeah, I saw the video you did.
Yeah.
The Haircut Chronicles.
Yeah. Yana decided she wants to be a barber, and I support the girls no matter what and whatever they do. All my kids, when they're doing the right things. So I told her if she really wanted to do it, I'd be her first victim or her first client, and she went ahead and
Client.
zip, 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 zip,
Client.
you can find it. Yeah,
As you should, though.
Right. You can find the video on IG. I know you saw it, bro, but that shit, it took about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe longer. I cut it down to 6 minutes, and she loves it. So
let me take my opportunity, Yana. Good job. Very good job. You're looking very clean cut, very, very debonair, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait till it grows back, though, bro. I feel like Samson when Delilah chopped his shit off, bro.
Yeah, man. My power's all in my beard, man. The secret's out.
Well, exactly. Yeah, but what's been good, bro?
Everything is everything, man. I'm gonna get right into it, bro. I'm gonna throw it. I think we're a little ready. We're a little over anxious for this one.
I'm ready. I'm ready all day long, man. I'm in the car. Everybody watching, forgive me, but I got to get it in when I got to get it in.
We got to get it how we living.
Facts.
On that note, man, we are on. Welcome to another episode of 1201 the podcast. Yo, I'm back here with my homie again, man, Jason Learman. You know what I'm saying? J Majestic DMP. That's at J Majestic DMP. And I'm your man, So It Go J. So It Go J with all underscores in between. You know what I'm saying? Jay, how you doing, brother?
Shit, I'm coolin', man. If I tell you anything different, I'll be lying, man. I'm going stir crazy, though. Like I said, I'm in the car just to get in the house. I'm sitting in the house since March 6th, bro. Ready for COVID to run away. Run away!
I know. I was hoping this heat would come and help it go, scoot away a little faster, but that didn't really pop off.
Yeah, no, it's like, fuck you, we're staying. Whoever made this shit made it right.
Yeah.
I don't know what lab it came from, but they did it right, bro. They know their job.
Yeah. They were paid well, right? They had the right pay scale.
Yeah, somebody paid them. I don't know who it was. I don't want to think about it. I digress.
We could guess all day. We can make a podcast just about
I'm in the open, bro. Somebody might be on the roof right now.
Yeah, watch out for the drones. When you see them low-flying drones, you know what time it is.
Drive trucks, fly robots. Facts. Big drones.
Drive trucks, fly robots. Man, on this corona type of stuff, man, I was out today, dude, and I saw something a little disturbing. I saw an even higher percentage of people without masks than when it first hit the area I'm in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a little bit concerning because, we ain't out the woods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But go ahead, my bad, my man.
No, you good. That's it. We ain't out the woods. That's it, in a nutshell.
Yeah, you're right. We're not out the woods. But I'm going to tell you, man, the more that, there's some videos out there. I've watched some things, and I'm not going to go into all the conspiracy things because, you already know firsthand. I have firsthand what's going on with the COVID with my girl where she's working and she's not even healthcare oriented and she's being forced to work there no matter what. And, shout out to her and to all the other people that are doing it. But let's be real, human beings, when we start off at an early age, when we're young little children playing outside, dirty foot, dirt in our mouth and all that stuff, we're building up our immunity to things, and when you get the flu shot, those shots, they're putting a little bit of that shit in you so you can build up the antibodies to fight it. So yeah, I understand what you're saying about the mask, and I got mine as well. I've got mine. I'm not gonna wear it in the car alone, but I have mine as well. But at the end of the day, it's really not going. The mask ain't gonna stop you from getting it.
No, it's
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
It's not.
It's not. If you have it and you're coughing, it can stop you from spreading it to people that are next or near to you. But hopefully, if you have a cough, you're gonna stay your ass inside, man. Or in these times, people might react to it in a negative way. But you got to be exposed to certain things to be able to defeat them. And I think, man, and I'm just guessing, I don't think this thing's gonna go away until a lot of people get it, have it, get through it, and move on, just like the flu. I'm saying it's like the flu. Not saying it's any better or worse. I'm just saying, like, any illness like this, you know, it's not just going to go away. And a mask, you're right. I see a lot less people wearing it. And I'm in Daytona, man. The beaches are packed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, things are changing. We're humans. We forget fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
So in the next 2 weeks, nobody will be wearing them. Maybe 3 weeks, you know?
I just hope for the next 2 or 3 weeks these cases stay down, man, because this stuff is getting really old really fast.
Yeah, really fast, bro.
Really getting really old really fast, bro. But but you know, I really can't call it. You know, my home state of New York, that they still on full lockdown. Still, everything is nothing's changed, and rightfully so. You know, they had the majority of the cases. But you know, what concerns me is the fact that for 2 hot weeks, you guys were up in arms about it. Everybody was worried about it. You know, self included, present company included. But like how you said, we're so quick to forget. But at the same point in time, it's kind of like, you know, the chicken to the egg. If we're more cautious ahead of time, don't we not have to worry about this extra bullshit we just went through for the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I don't know. I worry about it every day because, like I said, my girl's on the front line and she shouldn't be. And she's in the building every day. They got the highest amount of COVID patients in our whole area. You know what I mean? The largest amount of people that have died in our whole area came from that place. I ain't gonna touch too much on it because, you know, I dropped the video on it. They pushed it real hard. Their administration has seen it. The people that work in that building have seen it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to pressure it no more because she's still in the building and she's still working there. And you and I both know why. And you know,
and shout out to Nate, because you know what, her and everybody else out there on the front lines, because those type of decisions that your girl made, those types of decisions are what define us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We don't back down. We go out there and do what we got to do for the betterment of others. It's kind of like it's a selfless act. You know what I'm saying? Not kind of. That's exactly what it is. It's a selfless
That's exactly what it is, man. Her and all the other people that are on the front lines, all those fucking first responders and all the healthcare workers and nurses and doctors and all that are doing what they do, man. If it wasn't for them, there'd be a lot more fuckery. And there's a lot more fuckery going on for Department of Health and shit like that I can't talk about, you know?
Yeah.
That maybe when this is all said and done and they do finally fire her, they feel like they can let her go, then I'll open up a can of worms. But
release the hounds.
Yeah, I won't release it yet, you know. She's whatever that word is, you know, and you know, but she's not essential healthcare, but she's essential, you know.
But let's take an example.
Or essentially fucked.
Yeah, essentially fucked. When you said that to me earlier, I really sat there and I thought about that line: essential worker or essentially fucked. How is that two sides to the same coin? How it's not? I don't understand.
Right. You know, how many other places have the same issue and don't have enough people to fill their census, so they still have people working with, you know, you got PPE problems, bro. Like, I don't know, man. If you worked for me, I'm not going to put you in front of a person that could potentially hurt you without you knowing. You know what I'm saying? Or without you being protected. I'm going to make sure you're protected, you know? So I digress. I don't want to go that direction, like I said, because, you know.
Well, let's not digress from it too much, because on the same topic of what happened, you put out a video, and that video took off so quickly, and it was so impactful, and it was really like to the core, and it really touched on a lot of people's heartstrings and nerves in a good way, not nerves like it ticked them off, but nerves as in like it really started to get them to think. You know what I'm saying? You really added value to that situation, to whereas people were kind of like forgetting about it, sweeping it under the rug. And I'm gonna flip it completely on its ass right now and just ask, like, so quick you were in the moment of things, right in the heat of it, and decided to drop that. You know, taking that type of opportunity, where I think no opportunity should go wasted, and using that to adding value to like your business, to my business, to what we're doing, what other people are out here trying to do and make money off of. You know what I'm saying? It's opportunistic time right now for people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Adding value to whatever services, whatever products you might have, whatever services you're giving out, and whatever you're trying to do out there.
Right. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, a lot of people did step up, man. That video got shared a lot. And like I said, man, it actually got brought in by somebody who worked there, and they played it for the administration right there for them during their meeting. You know, so the people that I was trying to get my point across to saw what it was. And, you know, my girl told me from the beginning, don't do it. You know, I got to go back and work with these people. I'm not going to quit. You know, they need me. It isn't everybody. And I still release the hounds, like you said, because it's wrong, bro. Like it is. And she's not the only one. Like my household is touched by the way that the higher ups are doing what they're doing. But she's not the only one. She's one in probably hundreds of thousands of people that are essential, but really aren't essential. And really they're essentially fucked, like we were saying. Because you're on the front lines and really don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do what you can do from the safety of your home and probably better.
Yeah. And should be.
You know?
For the betterment of everybody.
How many other people are in that same situation? There's parent homes. So they have to take their kids somewhere while they go to that job and work.
Yeah.
While their kids are there, now their kids are in contact with other people that could potentially be in contact as well. So it's a lot bigger than just them. And Absolutely. At the end of the day, certain bosses or certain conglomerates or certain whatever look at shit as their bottom line. Yeah. If we're not making our bottom line, or if we can't physically see you eye to eye, you might not be doing what we need you to do. That shit's
that whole cog in the machine mentality is the shit I never got down with. The shit I never will get down with. Just a fucking gear in the fucking works. You know what I mean? I don't buy into that shit. I mean, a contract is a contract. When I come to fill out an application at wherever, at Costco, at Dwayne Reed's, at Publix, at motherfucking Sam Goody, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. I'm signing a contract. I'm dedicating a portion of my time out of my day for a rate of pay.
Right.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And it ends there, really. I owe you nothing else. You owe me nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That's just a general, simple-ass contract. That's probably the simplest contract that everybody signs from the age of 16 or the age of 15 or maybe 18, depending on where you at. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the first contract you enroll. And you don't even know it. You're already signing contracts.
Already there, bro. Me and you make an agreement in a bar and we write it down on a napkin. That napkin is now a fucking signed legal document. You know what I'm saying? It's a napkin. But if I hold it and 10 years from now, we go to court and you bucked whatever we said and I hand that napkin to the judge, we're fighting on it.
That's
it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a binding agreement.
It's a binding agreement. Exactly, man. And it's fucked up. You know, it is. That's why I've kind of, you know, I don't give her hell. Obviously, I support her through it. But this time, I keep saying it over and over again. There are so many other bosses and so many other businesses that are taking care of their employees that may have furloughed them, but furloughed them with pay. They're losing. I feel bad for the boss as well. You know what I mean? But they're actually going the extra step to try to help their employees and keep them out of the way. We have local businesses here that are down to 10% of their normal fucking working ability, but they still have a couple of their employees in there, not even because they're making money so they can pay their employees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those type of people, those are the businesses that when this is over, we all as a people need to go and support. We don't need to go to this business and we need to go to this one.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if people are watching this, put down in the bottom here somewhere what those businesses are in your area that you know have been taking care of the people, and let the community support the ones that are supporting our community.
Absolutely.
Not the big people that don't give a fuck. All they care about is their census and their bottom line. And if you and your family get sick, we're going to replace you and cover up the fact that you got sick with us.
That's it. Sure. Your employee number 23140. That's it. You don't have a fucking name.
I don't know.
My biggest takeaway
when we don't need you anymore.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? When we don't need you anymore, we'll find somebody else, some other mindless sheep that's going to take care of it.
Thanks.
That's it. My biggest takeaway, though, was the fact that that video got traction. And traction is what people need for their businesses right now. So speaking of these small businesses, you know, you were talking to me earlier about adding value to yourself, to your brand, to your business via live streaming and social media. We saw something crazy today, didn't we?
Hey man, listen, before we get to that, right, I'm going to go around it and give you examples of what I was talking about. And then we'll hit that because it's going on right now. Literally, the numbers on that motherfucker are rising right this second. And as ingenious as it is, it's fucked up, man. And that just proves even more how fucked up our society is. But, you know, from that, you know, what I was saying was there's a lot of people out here that, you know, we know everything stopped. Musicians, artists, whatever, brands. And there are people out there in many different industries that are now utilizing the live stream on Facebook, Instagram, OBS studios, and then shooting it back into a different platform. There's so many people now that are using that to the point where now Facebook has allowed people to get paid off of their live streams. You can monetize your live streams now. Instagram has now allowed you to, when you go live, you can save it directly to your IGTV. You know what I mean? Live is becoming a huge thing. There's people out there like on Facebook for the AV technicians in the world, or the people who do the live events. You have AV Educate on Facebook. They are literally giving away classes for free. It's people all in the industry that aren't working right now, and they are Zoom or putting up different tutorials all on that site, and they're utilizing it through some sort of live, whether it is a Zoom-based 30 people in there, we're all talking, and they're teaching you something that you might know. They're asking questions in there about what you want to see on the next one. They're utilizing that while we're sitting in our house for them to continue to raise up awareness to their brand, because yes, they're teaching us, but Omar is also so great at what he does. Now people that might not have known him have heard from him, and when this is over, they're probably going to hire him to come because now they know just how amazing he already is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Then you have people like Tuna that I worked with. He's my homeboy, Tuna Media Group. He uses OBS Studios and Facebook.
I just got that 2 weeks ago. I just got it. I wanted this to be on OBS, but I was like, I don't want to work through all the kinks and stuff like that. Let's just and you can see all this shit. Everybody at home, I'm sorry about that shit.
He's a genius, bro. He's from Orlando. He's in the EDM scene, and he literally, I mean, he works at TV with me. Like, he's called cameras for me. The dude's dope. And he literally took this fucking quarantine and created the Currensy stream. He's on volume 5, I believe, tonight. He flew back to Vegas. They're simulcasting from Orlando and Vegas DJs. It's on tonight at 9 p.m. But that was plug for you, Tuna. I fuck with you. But
you know the link, you know the ad. Shout it out real quick. You know his ad is.
Yeah, it'll be on Facebook tonight. It's Tuna Media Group, and it's the Currensy stream. It's live. If you find my Facebook, it'll be on there because I'm gonna share it as always. But he literally not only is streaming live simultaneously from different places, Las Vegas or Orlando or wherever the DJ might be, but he also has a virtual Zoom room where people can log into that Zoom and they party with you, and you can see them in a little corner. The dude's a genius. He knows that when this is over, live streaming is going to be huge. So why not practice it now, create something now that now you can sell to other people when this is over? Hey, we can come stream your event live, you know, and I can prove why we can do it because we did it while nobody could go anywhere.
You know what it was before live streaming? It was the silent parties. You remember the silent party jump-offs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
transitioned into that.
That's it, bro. If you don't have a link, you can't get in. If you don't have a link, you can't get in. If you ain't got the password, you ain't coming. You know what I mean?
You at the door. What's the password?
Yeah, what's the password? Tuna Media Group. But you know, he's using what his knowledge and his ability to still generate awareness to his brand, his self, and his abilities. You know what I mean? You got Iro the Hero. We spoke about this before. Iro's an artist, bro, and he's dropping every few days. He's dropping a remix of somebody else's shit on Instagram to keep himself relevant, bro.
Yeah, he just dropped some fire. He just dropped some.
He did a Tupac remix. He did Five Finger Death Punch remix. He did a Fever 333 remix. Last night he dropped a Will Smith Summertime remix.
Yeah.
And the endless summertime. Bro, hey, right. Gas, bro. But he's staying relevant through the fact that you can't go nowhere.
Absolutely.
People are utilizing their live stream ability and what these different social media platforms are giving them, the tools these social media platforms are giving them to keep themselves relevant. So when this is gone, they're not just coming out of the house forgotten.
It's
You know what I
business
mean?
as usual for them.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And that's the thing. I think right now, in taking this time and making sure you're not behind the 8 ball, making sure that
Right.
you're ahead of the curve. All right.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know how long it's going to last, but you know what? There will be some type of semblance of normality, like similar to what we had before. Yeah, your server might be coming to bring your meal and your drink and your glass of wine with a mask on their face, and you might have one on, and you're only outside. And yeah, all right, everything might be different in that regard, but at the same point in time, people still have to consume media. I think now
Right.
has shown that media is more important than ever. Media's been
Right.
number one for a long time. Everyone sits in front of their TV like a fucking zombie and fucking watches shit for 8 hours. Before there was a fucking quarantine, people were binge watching. We know this.
Right. Absolutely. But bro, you now can do it from home. Like if I don't feel like going out and going to the fucking music conference, I don't have to send me the link for you remember West Fifth.
Yeah.
So the Carl Murray, he dropped the virtual music conference a few weeks back. You
We saw
put me
that.
up on.
Yep.
I watched it. I was in there. He had some heavy hitters in there. He put it all together and it was all virtual and live. I could sit there and watch it from the couch if I wanted to, while I'm sipping my drink, minding my business, and I'm not around anybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that everything is going to go that way, but it makes it easier for you as a promoter or anybody else in later times if you have that person that you absolutely want to come speak, but they can't make it, but they can talk from their hotel room. Now you figure out a way to bring that live stream in and put it up for everybody to see.
So check this out. You know AES, right? The Audio Engineering Society.
Yeah.
So you know they have the conferences all year long. They have it all over the world, right?
Right.
So the annual conference in Europe held in Vienna. Vienna, you got to forgive me. I'm about to say some dumb shit like Vienna sausage, but it's got to be like Austria or something like that, right? Maybe Germany, right? I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the dartboard. I'm gonna say Vienna is in Germany or somewhere around that Eastern European area. So they've gone ahead, and I don't know if you remember, the prices were ranging anywhere between $250, $375, upwards of $500, depending on what kind of package you want at the AES convention, and also considering that you're already an AES member that pays monthly dues or yearly dues.
Right.
So they've just gone ahead and gone all virtual instead of Vienna being in Europe this year in June in 2020. Now you register online for $50 and virtually attend the entire conference for 3 days. I'm talking talk to all the sponsors, talk to all the educators, sit in for all the panels, sit in for all the demonstrations, sit in for everything. $50.
And you know why they can do that? Because instead of getting, I'm just making up numbers, but instead of hitting 100,000 people, you might hit 3 million.
People who would have probably never been joined AES to begin with to go to these conferences, whether it's in LA or New York or Vienna or France or the other places they do it.
Are going to go now for $50 because now they don't have to spend travel money. Now they don't have to spend hotel money. Now they don't have to feed themselves while they're there. All they have to do is spend $50 and they're in.
Oh yeah, $250, $275 and up did not include your travel and your boarding.
Right, exactly. So you're talking about a $2,000-$3,000 trip to go there, easy. You know what I mean? And now it's $50. How many more people are you going to touch? I mean, David Wetted just did it down in Miami. You know, shout out to Spartan AV for putting together the stage. They are one of the companies that you know, of the many that paid me after COVID happened. I love you guys. But David Wetta was down there, and he hit millions of people stream. You know what I mean? Like, he was streaming live down there. They were still practicing the social distancing, whatever. They got some flack for it. But he was touching people that, if he would have had a concert there, aren't going to come. Like, literally, they're not going to pay the money to get on the plane, fly down there, and see it.
No, it's not going to happen.
Touch people all over. You know what I mean?
It's not going to happen.
That's the thing about streaming live. If you're going to charge somebody $250 to come, and they're going to pay to fly, and they're going to pay to eat and all that shit, Yeah, some businesses will do it because they have a budget that they have to use at the end of the year, and conferences will never go away, which I'm thankful for because I work at conferences. I do camera work, I do stagehand work, I do a lot of AV work for those type of conferences, and I don't want them to go away. But at the same time, you can rest assured that there's going to be some, like you're talking about, that are just going to stop and go virtual, and they will make more money because they will be able to touch more people.
But there still has to be a camera setup. There still has to be a crew. There still has to be production value, even if they're going to take this thing virtual.
Exactly, but not as many. So a show that would normally have 100, 150 workers, from stagehands building the stages, from the people that are shooting, from all the people that do it from the beginning, middle, and end, from the load in to the load out, they're not going to have as many people. So
like a concert, from the load in to the load out, just like a show. Okay.
And it's the same thing. The conferences are the same way. So if you have a, let's say, Microsoft every year in Orlando, you have Microsoft takes over the Orlando Convention Center, the Hyatt, the Hilton, and I want to say Rosen, but they take over damn near that whole area down there. I work there every year.
Yeah.
You have all those places that need to be set up, all those booths that need to be built. So every sponsor, every person that comes and has a booth, the booths have to be built. If the booths have TVs or any AV, you have to have techs come in and put up the TVs, put in the ability for them to use their computers. You have hundreds and hundreds. Microsoft was one of the biggest ones that came every year to Orlando. You have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are working for that. This year they're supposed to be going somewhere else even before COVID. But if you just take that one event and cut it into a third, how many people are not working?
Less than 100. You got over 200, 250.
You see what I'm saying? So it's never going to be the same. We're never going to see, the conference industry is huge, but with the live streaming ability, we're still going to have them. But if they shrink them or make them any smaller or anything like that, a lot of good people aren't going to be able to work, because what it's going to be is they're still going to need the load, the middle, and the load out. Now some of those guys that wouldn't push a case before because they would
only start pushing cases. Yep.
They'll push the case so they can get the beginning, the middle, and the end. And instead of 20 other labor guys coming from a labor company, you're going to have the 20 core guys that are working beginning, middle, and end for the main client.
I see what you're saying, and everybody's gonna fall in line, because I would too. Because at the end of the day, it's job security, it's self-preservation.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And that's why me, and people I work with, they know, man, I don't give a fuck if I'm pushing a case or if I'm shooting there to get the job done.
I hear you.
If I finish doing what I'm doing and I build my camera and I get everything set up, I'm not just gonna sit there, unless I don't like the end client, But I'm not gonna just sit there. I'm gonna go help, gaff tape shit up, make sure everything's good. I'm not any better than the guys I work with,
Yeah. You're staying relevant in your industry. Staying relevant in your industry, because one way or the other, your relevancy is not just for talent. We use talent in the term as like, the actor, the artist, whatever it is. Talent is a pigeonhole, but relevancy is important amongst every single aspect of production. When you're talking about live production, studio production, whatever it is, whether it's pre or post, it doesn't matter. It's still, at the end of the day, staying relevant in your circle, and staying relevant in your field. And I want to touch more on that. We about to hit to a break real quick, because, man, we've been going in on it, bro.
Facts.
Yo,
every time,
yo. I appreciate you always, man. It's always a blessing having you on, man. I can't wait. We got a lot of things in the work too, but we ain't gonna really talk too much about that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, shout out your app, man. Let the people know where they can find you at. Let people know where they can get the content at.
At J Majestic DMP, and Facebook, my name, Jason Learman. And, my number, if you about business for sure and it ain't bullshit, don't call me on that bullshit. If you really want to work, 386-506-6261. And that number, like I said, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you want to do business. If you have a business plan or an idea and you don't know if it'll work, holler at me. We can see if it works. And if it does work, I might even want to jump in on it. I'm not saying I'm a jump in on it, I might. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, but again, if you call about that nonsense, I can't promise you what will occur and how I will react, and you will probably get blocked forever. And I might even record it so I can put it out and laugh about it.
But listen, y'all, he is a real one. He is a real one. So if you don't get him, he's also a busy one. So if you don't get him, make sure you leave a detailed message, your contact info, what the idea is, what's going on, and how y'all can get to the bag. Because let me tell you something. I said it on the last time this gentleman was on the show. You know what I'm saying? The last time you blessed me with his presence. Non-discriminatory. Don't care what genre, if it's music, don't care what aspect, if it's business, really don't care nothing about that. If it's profitable, if it makes sense, he will give it an open air. And that's why I let him in. You know what I'm saying? Yo, one more time for the people in the back. J Majestic DM is getting to me, bro.
Yep.
That brown.
Yeah, I'm in the car, so I have to drink the water.
No drinking and driving.
Don't drink and drive.
No drinking and driving. I drink.
When I get to the
I drink
house.
from both of us.
Word, absolutely.
At
it's at J Majestic DMP. At J Majestic DMP.
You already know.
386-506-6261.
You already know, man. Yo, it's 1201 the podcast. TWELVE_OH_ It's your man, So It Go Jay. I'll hit you on a break, though. We'll be right back.
Well,
We have a program alarm, 1201. Roger, go 1201.
Yeah, we are back on. Welcome back to 1201 the podcast. It's your man, So It Go Jay. That's So It Go Jay with all underscores in between. I'm with my man. Shout out
J Majestic DMP. At J Majestic DMP.
And if you ain't hit the game already, it's www.digital. Majestic I gotta fuck it up. I got to. It would be right if I did.
MajesticDigitalMedia.com, man. You're better off hitting me on Instagram. You know, I go on the website once in a blue moon. It's there just in case you gotta call me. But yeah, it's Majestic DMP. J at Majestic DMP.
Yeah, man. Listen, we was getting busy before the break. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about businesses, artists, entrepreneurs, all adding value to themselves, adding value to their craft, adding value to their businesses, using live stream, using social media, using all of the tools, all of the tactics. Listen, man, I've been saying this since the very first episode of 1201 the podcast. This is the Wild Wild West. Welcome. Yeah. If you have been living under a rock for the last 10, 15, 10 years probably, you don't pay attention to what's going on with digital media and content and what's happening on YouTube and IG and Facebook, all that. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. You're here now. Get comfortable. This is what it is. You don't gotta fall in line with the machine no more. You don't need to sign no contracts. Do it for yourself. And that's where we're at.
We're on a level playing field, man. Everybody's at the same place right now. If you're not essential or essentially fucked, you at home. You know what I mean? So everybody is on a level playing field right now, man. I can do the same thing that the label can do, and you can do the same thing that the label can do. It's up to you to stay relevant. You know what I mean? And just because the world is doesn't mean your grind stops or your brand stops or you stop. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Thinking about that, man. Thinking about all these artists that were really only eating off of tours. You know, I said it a couple episodes. I think I was with Twiz, man. I said it a couple episodes, and shout out to Twizzleman56, man.
Shout out.
I said all of these artists with these bum ass contracts is gonna start telling on themselves with COVID.
Right.
They lose the show money. They lose the endorsement. Yep. They lose all the walkthrough money. You know, $50,000, $75,000 for just walking through a fucking club. The nerve of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they lose all of that shit, now where the fuck are they?
Hey, but some of them are still eating, bro, and that's what's great about this whole live stream thing, man. And you keep seeing it, man, with artists going live and doing little concerts and doing whatever they can to stay relevant. TikTok, YouTube. They did a benefit concert on YouTube with artists from all over. And I'm pretty sure you had to pay. If you were an artist, you know, you had to donate, not pay. You probably had to donate to the fund to be in there if you weren't one of the big major artists up here. You know, I'm not saying that that's what happened for sure because I don't know for sure. I'm guessing. So if I'm incorrect, make sure somewhere, wherever you
Let us
comment
know.
that I'm incorrect.
Let
But
us know.
please tell me the facts because I don't know the facts. But you know, there's people that are generating revenue from live streams, and not just that. There's still artists that are still eating even with COVID-19. Adrian Swish's artist Rumor with Mask, bro, he just dropped Dealers. He just signed a Warner Records. He just signed to them during COVID. Keep in mind, he went viral during COVID. He signed during COVID, and he just dropped a remix to Dealers with Lil Baby and Future.
Lil Baby and Future.
Lil
Baby. We be doing that stuff. One of them motherfuckers. I'm gonna need one of you motherfuckers to change your name. I don't care which one it is.
Lil Baby though, and Lil Baby just did a little video to it. But I say that to say this: just because COVID-19 is here and they're not touring and they're not doing this, doesn't mean you can't break. It's your time if you're an artist out there that has never been seen to do something out of this fucking world that may make you fucking hit now, like he did. Drop fucking Rascal. I'm looking at it like it's crazy, and now he's with Warner fucking. He signed to Warner Records. You know, he was in the lab with Timberland, and now he just dropped the feature, the remix with Lil Baby and Future. And shout out to Adrian Swish, man, because he's a believer. That man has an ear. That man has a hustle, and he did his thing, man.
And that's crazy.
He has his own digital distribution, Digital Currensy.
Got his own distribution company.
Yeah, and it's the only blockchain distribution company that I know about. But if you're an artist looking for distribution, look it up, digitalcurrency.com.
Yeah.
And,
you hit me up to that. You hit me up to that like 3-4 years ago. Blockchain distribution. If you are hip to game and you understand what crypto is, understand that the payout and the investment comes the same way through blockchain.
Hey, bro, I'm not even going to touch on that. I just know he's a genius, bro, and people need to understand it and see it. But you know, I digress.
I digress.
Right now is the time for artists that might not be out there like that to do something. I mean, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it today. On my way to do what I'm doing now, my phone ding, and who dropped a few hours ago, and who's over 1 million something views on the video that he just dropped, and who just made his presence known live on Instagram and live on YouTube. 2 million people live on Instagram, freezing up. 1 million people on fucking YouTube. I mean, 6ix9ine.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna condone or say or talk about anything that has to do with anything other than the fact that it's COVID-19. We know his history, and he dropped the shit, and that shit broke the internet. It's a level playing field.
We're not here for all this other bullshit. We're not here for the street shit and what he did. We have our compass. We have our street moral compass, and we know what's right and what's wrong. I'm not here to debate none of that shit with nobody that's not from there, nobody that's not going there, nobody ain't got no business even knowing about that shit. Leave it as it is. The Feds is always watching. Just because we're on a fucking podcast, we're not protected. Feds is always watching.
He dropped, used the fucking internet and social media to prove that he was relevant at this moment in time through COVID. So, and think about if over the night, that video hits 8, 10, 20 million, think about how much money he's making right now during COVID-19 when artists are not touring and are not doing radio runs and are not doing anything. Like, think about the money that they're not doing walkthroughs, like you said, you know, they're not doing the meet and greets, and they're not even able to promote their album that they're dropping correctly, but they can still push it online. An artist that has never been heard and put the right few dollars to the right few people to push his shit to the right few blogs or the right few individuals that'll push them the right way, and next thing you know, when COVID's gone, they're gone. You know what I mean? They're on a label somewhere, or they're independently paid.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
You're
not dropping nothing right now. There's something wrong with you.
I know what you mean too well, man. Taking advantage of the opportunity, being an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? It was Warren Buffett that said no good crisis should go wasted, meaning you shouldn't let the opportunity pass you by in a crisis. And if I'm a Fortune 500 company, I don't give a fuck about what Tekashi did and didn't do. I don't care who his baby mama fucked or who beat him up or who robbed him. I don't care about none of that. All I care is that this kid got 2 million people to jump on his live in a matter of minutes.
Exactly, bro. And then in 3 hours, the comment that he posted at the bottom of the shit, the caption that he said, 12 million something views in less than 3 hours, bro. So yes, you're correct. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying what it is. What I'm saying is, if you are a fucking big business, you're gonna get behind, because that's bro. There's people watching that shit right now that hate rap music.
I'm saying,
there's people right now that just want to see it because they saw a meme.
That's it. They just want to see it because they don't want to be left out of the conversation tomorrow morning.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The same reason that you watch the Super Bowl so you can know who won, so you can talk about that shit the next day. The same reason you watch motherfucking whatever, The Voice or whatever the fuck is popping. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be a part of the conversation. But imagine you to see. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Imagine you see.
Imagine you the CEO of I don't know. Let's just throw a company out here. Fucking Gucci. No, Gucci. Nike. You're the CEO of Nike. I want that boy hopping on who?
Fortnite.
You're the CEO of Fortnite. I want that boy hopping on Fortnite to do his next video.
To do the next concert.
If I'm Nike, I want him in a Nike tracksuit with a Nike hair, with some Nike Air, whatever the shoe is I'm trying to promote. I want them shits on that boy body. All because of the simple fact I want him promoting my brand. Having that much content in that little bit of time, that's all he had to do.
Just hopefully he has SEAL Team 6 security, bro.
Bro, you said that shit. I was dying. You said SEAL Team 6. I think this young boy got a direct line to Jesus Christ himself. Like, he got Jesus Christ on the hotline. Like, listen.
Hey,
let me know when the flags pop out. You let me know when the colors is behind.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I watched the video, I watched it twice, I laughed at certain places, but I caught myself like this a couple times as well, bro. You know, so, you know, at the end of the day, it goes back to, you know, what we were saying. Even though there's COVID-19, there is still the ability through social media and through other outlets, blogs or whatever, to keep yourself relevant or bring fucking attention to yourself. And, bro, I'm just going to shout this shit out, bro. There's a kid in our town, Xammy, young kid, fucking dope. And I've been listening to him for a while. He records at the studio with Davey and them, and like, he's dope. And he's one of the few artists that is literally trying to do exactly what we're talking about. He reached out and with Chico, reached out and was asking questions about some things, and he's putting together his own budget to push himself. He's not looking for handouts. He's not looking for any of that. And he had already, some of the people that I was telling him, well, you should reach out to this person, he's already reached out to him. That is taking what you said, taking something so fucked up right now, taking your time to learn something else that can benefit you. Absolutely. He already put the shit in motion. I'm answering questions that he already answered for himself. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this kid is literally building a budget for himself to market and promote his own videos that he keeps dropping during COVID-19, during no tours, during no fucking clubs being open, to bring relevance to himself. Who knows? He might be the one that I'm talking about that might fuck around and jump out in front of everybody else.
Not for nothing. 3 weeks ago, you talked about old boy being in the studio with Timbaland. Now he drops the record. He's on Ebro.
Rumor, yeah. And now
let's talk about it. 5 weeks before COVID popped off, you said, "Are you ready? Let's talk about it." Hold on. Are you calling it again, Xammy? Yo, matter of fact, I was trying to Google him. Like, give me the shout. Like, who am I looking for right here?
Hey, they love Xammy on Instagram with an X. It's they love with an X. Xammy. Xammy. He's gas, bro. His videos are dope. the shit that he's spitting bars.
I got him.
Kid, and he's young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been a fan from afar. I've never talked to him until that day. And he only reached out because, him and Chico were talking, and Chico was like, well, let's call Unc and see what he got going on. And they asked the question, and I gave him the answer, but he had already reached out to the people. So that just proves that young guy could be one in a million other young guys that are doing the exact same thing during COVID, learning who to reach out to. And what's crazy is some of those people that couldn't get touched or reached out to before because they were so busy,
now they're available
at home right now.
Now they're available.
They're available.
I'm in the office.
Right.
But I'm in the
so
office.
What you do is you don't hit them up like, hey, bro, hey, I'm fire, I got it, I'm on. No, add value to your stuff. I have an idea. I understand your time is valuable. I'd love to get on a phone call with you. If you can send me a Cash App or a Venmo or something like that, I have no problem shooting you a few dollars for a few minutes of your time.
Yeah.
I want to bounce this off of you and see if I'm going the right direction.
Yeah.
Don't do it to everybody because people will scam you, obviously. But there's people out there that if you do the right fucking research, you might be able to reach out to them and get some information that may even be like, damn, this kid's investing in himself.
I fuck with him.
Let me point him in the direction of this dude. Hey, go fuck with this dude, you know? And then you got people like Wendy Day with at Rap Coalition. She's been giving out free information this whole time during COVID. 30 days of free information. Again, we talked about her before. She's not going to do the job for you, but she literally 30 days put shit that you could be doing right now while you're sitting that could add relevance and value to you. You know
how to get to the bag. They're pointing it out. How to get to the bag.
Exactly. And you think she's not busy? You know what I'm saying? Even with COVID, she's busy with what's going on, but I bet she has a little more time than she did before. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So some of these people are a little bit more reachable and more accessible than they were 6 or 8 weeks ago.
Let me tell you something straight up. I've never seen in my life, well, I can't say my life. It's only been a short period of time. Instagram's been around, but I've never seen in my Instagram life so many people with blue checks checking out my story. So many people that have really got time on their hands to do shit that they wouldn't normally do.
Everybody's thumbing it right now, bro. Everybody is scrolling. Everybody, bro. Listen, I'll give you the biggest example ever. My 7 and 8-year-old, we did the coolest thing, worst mistake ever. That fucking messenger for kids. Go to school, they can contact all their friends. It goes right to my phone. If she gets a message, if one of them get a message, I see it on my phone. They send a message. It's all accessible to a parent. However, now all they do is as soon as they're able to get on it for those few hours is they're scrolling with their thumb and they're fucking texting and they're calling me every 5 minutes. So I walk in the other room and I'm like, hey, I'm right here. Talk to me here. No, but we want to be on this, Dad. We want to be on. You see what I'm saying? So everybody, including students, the students are doing their school from the computer. Everybody is on some kind of device right now. Thumbing it.
This is the time.
Scrolling.
This is the time. So artists, if you are trying to figure out how to break, or if you're an artist that's already broken and trying to figure out how to remain relevant, this is the time. You got to just spread the table out like it's roulette. You got to put something on every single number. Something's going to hit.
Right. Bro, if you got 2 phones, go live every night simultaneously on Facebook and Instagram at the same time and vibe with both of the people, both things. Do anything. If you got 10 songs, play 2 of them. You know what I mean? Hey, do you like this song? Do you mess with this song? Hey, I'm writing a new song. Listen to the beat. I want to figure out the last 4 bars. Guess what? I need you guys to help me come up with it. That way I can add you into it. You know what? I'm going to ask somebody a question. What color is the sky right now in Georgia? If you can tell me that right this second, I'm going to put $25 on your Cash App.
Gems. You are dropping gems, bro. You dropping gems. Yo, local businesses, small businesses, artists, up-and-coming artists, whatever category you at, these are gems right now. Yo, Jay, bro, I want to make sure, I don't want to cut it off. I want to give you opportunity. Definitely shout out, get some shout outs in there. Shout out to some of the people that you know is gonna be checking this out. Shout out to some of your peoples, man. Before we end this right here, and this gonna be the first of many. Like I said, you're gonna be a recurring guest on 12-1 podcast, whether you like it or not. You've just gone ahead and just volunteered yourself. You are a recurring guest on the show, and we got some other things in the works. We got some other things we ain't gonna get too much into, but we're gonna talk about that offline. But yo, get the people some shout outs, man.
Hey, all right, man. I'm not gonna do a lot of shout outs. I'm gonna give a couple. Shout out to Jeff and his wife with Wicked Cuts, and I pray for donating all the masks to me for my girl for her job. Shout out to Louis Visions. He's out there in Vegas. He is 3D printing the clips and masks and big things and giving them away to people all over the nation, you know, and he is the founder of Drive Trucks, Fly Robots. He drugged me all the way to California. I can't talk about it because of the NDA, but he drugged me out there, and it was really driving trucks and flying robots. I love you. But the main shout out is to the essential and the essentially fucked that are out there every day, face to face, you know, in the danger zone, doing what you have to do to survive because you have no other choice or because it's what you chose to do. And shout out to you because you guys are the heroes. And when this is all said and done, you know, I'm going to keep it 100, bro. NFL, NBA, all these fucking big sports companies are closed down. Who isn't? Those are the people who need to get paid. And I'm not taking nothing from an athlete that busted their ass, got to the league, and got that money. What I'm saying is these people that are in these positions that when this shit hit the fan, they're the only ones that can protect and save us. They need to get something. They need to get something. You know what I mean? And it's a fact, bro. Like they are more important right now than a star linebacker. They are more important now than someone who's scoring 40 or 50 points in a game. You know what I mean? They need to be taken care of as if they're more important when this is all said and done.
Amen, bro. Amen. Yo, listen, man, I couldn't have said it better myself. That's what it is, man. Yo, shout out to everybody. Shout out to 132. Shout out to the Ryan Show. Shout out to Dolph Media. Shout out OTM, Brown Liquor. You know we on deck. It's 12-1 the podcast. Yo, make sure you remember this. It doesn't matter what we're going through right now. This shit should not change you. Be nice to one another. Be who you should have been before this shit all popped off. No matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it is, it costs you nothing. Be nice to one another. And yo, if you're checking this out for the last time or you checking this out for the first time, either way, we love you. We appreciate you. Without you, there would be no us. Man, it's 12-1 the podcast. We check you on the next one. You heard?